Fancy Girl, and today I'll be telling you about your traveling cute Fancy Girl doll. So this is a cute Fancy Girl traveling doll. Wherever you go on boarding, on planes or anything, you can bring her. Wherever you go, she goes.
Welcome, friend. We are excited to help you discover your new look. My name is Shanidra Matthews, and I started Amara 2 Classy Boutique to help women find classy and chic items for all sizes. It's not like the store experience. If we don't have your size, you can go on our website and purchase your size in your favorite outfit.
Hello, everyone. This is your girl Shanidra with Let's Dig Deep. Yes, indeedy, as you can hear me clearly. Now, I know that you guys can see, baby, the title of today is Hiding Behind a Mask. But if you want to last, you got to let the past go and quit hiding behind the mask. Now, we all have a task. But if we continue to hide behind this mask, we're not going to last. Now, let me help you be found so you could be wearing your crown. You've been wearing a mask for so long, it's made its own identity. Have you guys ever seen, I know it was back in my days, back 35 years ago. I know it was back in my days, but it was this movie called The Mask. And remember, it was like this green mask, and he would try to, as soon as he put it on, it just formed its own identity. Like, it just sucked, right on his face. And then, he just turned green and it started twirling him around, and it formed its own identity. He was no longer the person that, he originally was. He became this new identity, this new thing behind that mask. Now, when he took off the mask, it was back to himself. But every time he put that mask on, that mask took its own identity. It took its own form, its own identity. It did what it wanted to do. And that's the same things that demons do. And I'm going to tell you how they get into you, so you won't be confused. Now, you've been hiding behind a mask. Now, I just gave you that example about an old movie. I think it's called The Mask. I can't remember the name of it, but it had Jim Carrey in it. And I remember he had this like green mask, and soon as he would put it up and it would suck to his face, put the mask on, twirl him around, and then have this different identity. It changed his whole identity. He was this green person walking around, like looking like a clown, looking and acting like a clown. So, we're gonna have to stop hiding behind that mask, honey, if you want to last. It has transformed you because you've been hiding and masking the hurt and pain for so long. That's one of the ways you done let them in through that hurt and pain. You won't let go. God said, don't let the sun go down while you're frowning, and you're gonna start drowning in your tears and be full of fear, which God is not part of fear. He gives you power, love, and a sound mind all the time. He even gives you peace that surpasses all understanding, honey. If you start landing in the word, if you haven't heard, honey. Even the word, I told you, all this stuff that we go through is in his word. Remember, God was the word. God is the word. And then the word became flesh, which is Jesus. That's why we can't get up there without the basic instructions before leaving earth, which is the Bible, and unless we believe in him in the flesh, pretty much. I'm trying to bless you so you won't be stressed and believing in the mess. So it has transformed you, just like that movie. Y'all gonna have to see it. I think it's called The Mask. That movie, where he put the mask on and then it twirls him around and transforms him because he's been hiding behind this mask. It starts out as something like, oh, what is this? And it's not a literal mask. It could be, makeup. It could be anything because men don't wear makeup. So it could be anything that you're hiding behind, but you're hiding behind the pain. You don't want to deal with the pain, the hurt and pain. So it have you suffering. So it has transformed you like the mask. He put the mask on, he twirls around, it transforms, he transforms into this green person or whatever. Same thing that the enemy does. He, makes you hide behind this mask. You mask the hurt, you mask the pain, and you're going insane trying to mask the hurt and pain. But that's the way that you let the enemy in, my friend. Because now the enemy has begun to have you sin because you haven't even started to deal with what's within, my friend. So you haven't dealt with the pain and hurt that's within you. So you try to deal with the outside of you. But you already let the enemy in, my friend, when you begin in sin. And then he start pouring in. You got all these demons out here just ready to find a place. Find a body to come in. And my friend, you let them in. When you begin to sin, when you don't deal in order to heal, you don't deal with what's inside. You try to hide what's inside. You try to dress it up. You try to look like, fake like something that you're not like. Oh, and the word talks about that too. I'm telling you, everything is in the word if you haven't heard. So you've been hiding behind the mask that you've been masking this hurt and pain for so long. For so long, you have lost yourself. Now you don't even know how to be yourself because you've been trying to fake and be somebody else. Now do y'all see how the enemy has done this transgender nonsense and this delusional crazy stuff? Because we have not yet to deal with the hurt and pain and the suffering that we have dealt with. So now we're in this confusion. We have already lost ourselves. The thing that we allowed in us has now formed itself. We got it behind that mask and we think we're going to last. But God sets it on blast. Everybody can see, honey. So you've been trying to cover the hurt and pain. You've been masking it. You've been dressing it up. All of this stuff. You've been doing everything that you can to make it look like. That's why I said it's not a look. It's not, you don't go to church to look like something that you're not like. If you really not a good person in real life, he goes by your heart, not what you say, not what you play. None of that. So you can act like, fake like, be like whatever you think you're like. But God only looks at the heart. And what's inside of your heart is what shows. If you didn't know, I do have on clothes, so I just wanted y'all to see that. I just doesn't have any sleeves. I need, maybe I would never be on here any other way. Okay, so I know it kind of looked like it. That's why I had to look myself. But like I said, it's in the word. But before we get into the word, if you haven't heard, but we will be in Luke, the 12th chapter, so you can get your Bible before I'm going to let y'all watch this video to talk about the hurt that I'm talking about, that you cover up, you hide, that we haven't dealt with, how the enemy slips in with this tradition, we got to follow our ancestors, all this fake stuff. No, that's what got us into this mess now. So if you don't want to continue to be stressed and you do want to be blessed, get up out that mess. And we will be in Luke, the 12th chapter, reading verses 2 through 5. So we won't be hiding behind the mask. I do want you to last, but we have to let go of the past in order to last. We're not going to last being stuck on the past, but we have to deal in order to heal. We got to deal with what is really inside of us, the real hurt. What am I hurting from? What happened to me? But let's get into this video and see some of the things that we, hold in, my friend.
When you bring people out of slavery who have been raped, families destroyed, no economics, no plan, that's highly irresponsible. I mean, if someone got raped right now, we would have the rape unit here. We take them, our people got out of slavery literally with no counseling, no economic plan, no sustainability. Well, they had one, but of course, and so all of those things have generational, then you create ways, Black codes, Jim Crow, all of the different things over the years, the destruction of Black wealth in many cities outside of even Greenville section of Tulsa, in Wilmington, North Carolina, all these places, Springfield, Missouri, and that trauma is handed down. So we train our children with our trauma, but we take them to church, and the answer has been kind of either the mourner's bench, kind of the praise and worship time, because we didn't go to therapy. Praise and worship was therapy, or the devotions was therapy, and you cried and you was hoping it was over, but you still didn't get over the fact that you were molested. You still didn't get over the fact that Black people are in this position and condition. So what these things do out there is you have a comedic guy stand there and tell you, do you know we used to be kings and queens? Do you know, Black woman, that you're God? You know why that white man wanted to do this to your body? It's because of this. And so what they begin to do is begin to engage the trauma with significance and with dignity, and begin to speak into that trauma. When the Hebrew Israelites said, do you know you're the kings of this earth and you're really the chosen people? They feel that. Do you know, who did you worship before they gave you that white Jesus? And all of that right there, do you know that we used to worship the ancestors, and our ancestors hand their deity down, and all of those different things so I think, it affects our trauma by making us.
That's how you let the enemy in. He deals with the trauma. He speaks specifically to that to make you feel bigger than what you are, or whatever. He, just tell you what you want to hear, based off of your fear. So listen carefully, my dear.
Us hungry for dignity restoration. And what happens though is when the church isn't stepping in the gap to show how Christ, the ultimate God man, who's not a white man, but is a Middle Eastern man of olive to Black complexion, it is the one who actually restores dignity. And that was his mission. To restore our dignity was an aspect of it, and to restore the whole person. I think we really have to make a fundamental part of our training of people in discipleship. It can be Christology, ecclesiology, soteriology, all of those different missiology, all those different things, but we need some justiceology. We need some manhoodology. We need some womanology. We need all of those different things, because we have to begin to. That's why if you look in Acts 15, they knew what the Gentiles were dealing with, and they add sexology into their fundamental. It said, teach them these essentials. In other words, even the apostles knew when you are dealing with discipling a culture that deals with systemic issues, you have to apply God's word to it. And I just think that we've done a poor job of not only identifying it, but speaking into the trauma of. And we need to just forget about who is against the fact that there's no trauma that exists. This is not handed down. I'm like, listen, we're going to have to do this ourselves and stop depending on other people and asking them for money and resources to do what we need to do ourselves.
So I always put it on mute just in case, I'm still a mother. I don't hide behind that. But we have been taught a certain way, and of how to deal with trauma. And just because we was taught that way to deal with trauma don't mean that's the right way to deal with trauma. Just because it came from your mama don't mean that that's how you deal with trauma. Now, we're no longer going to be hiding behind a mask just to last. Oh, I gotta, let me put on my happy face before I walk into this job. Let me go in here, act like I like what I do. Let me, this is a mask. Every time you say, let me try to do this, let me go in here and that's not how you deal. See, Jesus dealt with what was real. He was actually healing. He was actually dealing and healing. He spoke directly to that spirit and told the spirits to get out. He already knew what that stuff was all about. And he told it to get out. And it had to get out because it was him. Period. Now, we're not going to follow what our ancestors did. We're going to follow what Yahweh did. We're going to follow what Jesus did, God in the flesh did. He showed us the way through Yahweh. He went through everything, any and everything you could possibly think of, he went through. And more. Like I keep saying, he went through more. The more you get into the word, the more you see everybody went through half the stuff that we went through. The more you get into the word, the more you see that the way that the world is to be is not the way that God wants it to be. He told this God didn't tell whoever hurt you or touched you to do that. He said, don't touch your kinfolk, any close relative. He said that. He said all this stuff in Leviticus. Most of the stuff that you need to know, honey, is in Leviticus. We read Leviticus, the 18th chapter. That's where it really talks about a man should be with a woman. It said a man should not be with a man like he is a woman. Period. He specifically said it, but he also said that you shouldn't be with your brother, your sister, your auntie, your uncle, your cousin. He said all of that. So God had nothing to do with that confusion, that abusing. He didn't have them to abuse you. He told them not to. That's in his word. If you have not heard his word, no. So we're not blaming God. And we're not going to continue to hide. God made you who he wanted you to be, honey. I'm going to say exactly whatever my father had me to say, honey, because I'm not scared of nobody. I've been through a lot. So I already know who got my back, honey. My front, back, side to side, honey. He my ride or die. Honey, he's the one that decides. So I don't act funny, honey. I claim my father all day, every day. And I know he makes absolutely no mistakes. And I know how much he loves all his children. And as a mother myself, I know how it is to love your children. But you also have to discipline your children because you don't want them on the wrong path. Now, as a child, I did not understand that either. I was like, well, why are you whooping me? I didn't understand. You say you love me, but you gonna whoop me? But I get it because that made me not want to do that thing that I wasn't supposed to do to begin with. So she did love me enough to whoop me. I didn't get it when she was saying it. I'm like, well, why are you whooping me, honey? That's kind of funny, honey, to me. Why are you whooping me? If you love me. But I get it. Because she did not want me to continue on this wrong path. Because she knew I wasn't going to last on this path. She knew all the hurt and pain that was going to come if I continued to run. I would have been done. But we cannot continue to hide behind the mask because we're not going to last. We can't continue to fake it till we make it. We got to tell the truth. The truth is what changed Shanidra, honey. I was wrong in God too. I got 2 children, unmarried. Okay, woo, let's get that over with. Like, come on now, don't let that keep you bound. I'm trying to help you be found so you can wear your crown. I don't want you to be backing down and no, because they don't have no control over me. That ain't stopping my destiny. That ain't stop God from using me, honey. Because now I'm celibate. I was a virgin all through high school. Anybody could tell you that went to school with me. They know, honey, you couldn't touch me. Literally. So I wasn't one of those out there people. But again, my friend, it happened to Shanidra. But I ain't gonna let that put me down. Because I know who I am from the I am. And I know he loves all of us. I messed up. And look, he's still using me. He made no mistake on Shanidra. None. We want to change certain things. I mean, after I had kids, I'm like, what in the world? I mean, people think that my body looked the same, but I mean, there's a difference, honey. It's a difference. It's not as tight and it ain't as upright as it used to be, honey. But I mean, that's just part of it, honey. I'm thankful for who I am. I'm thankful for the way that God made me. I don't want to put on a mask to lose myself and to try to act like I'm somebody that I'm not. I never could because of my face. Everybody has always told me, Shanidra, your face. Like my face would tell you, I could be like, yeah, I'm fine. And my eyes would be like, and not. You know, if you forgot I'm not, you know, it would tell you everything. Still do. I have tried my best to be like, you know, not say nothing or cover up my face or something so people couldn't notice, you know, whatever I was thinking. Yes, I'm listening. They're like, did I say something? I'm like, no, go on. And I'm thinking I'm just smiling, but I don't know what I be doing. My face just tells everything. So I've never been able to literally hide behind a mask. But, you know, like I told you guys, I used to because of the way I was raised, you know, we was told to shut that stuff up. You know, just the same thing I tell my kids. So it ain't like I'm shaming, you know, my parents. It was same thing I have told mine, like shut it up. But the difference that I've done, like, you know, be quiet with all that whining. But let's discuss what's wrong. What's going on? Well, I'm sad because I can't play the game. Is that something really to be sad about, or you know, why can't you play the game? Let's address that. Well, I can't play the game because you said I have to clean up. So is crying about it gonna help you to be able to play the game, or is it if you clean up, if you go ahead and clean up, you'll be able to play it, right? Yeah, but I don't want to. Well, you don't want to play. I do, but you don't. Because you don't want to do the things that you have to do in order to do what you want to do. There's things that you have to do to get to where you want to be. You can't let, he said, faith without works is dead. That goes unsaid. So I'm here to let you know so you can have some control. and you will go beyond the usual. We're not going to keep hiding behind a mask. We want to last. We're going to have to deal with the past. What am I trying to hide from? What am I covering up? What have I not dealt with? Oh, I don't want to deal with that child. I've watched these interviews because I want to go beyond the cover. I don't want to just, we can judge righteously, but I don't want to just, So I've watched some of these interviews, and most of them, like the man said, have been molested or touched or whatever. They've been confused because they either was told that didn't happen to you when they knew it happened to you. That's what caused delusion. You got to look over what really happened to you in reality, and all, now we in this delusional world because everybody's had to, act delusional. No, that didn't really happen to you. You better not say that happened to you. What's wrong with you? Something wrong. That's in your mind. And so the child never was able to really understand what happened actually in reality happened. So now they've been in this delusional world pretending to be something that they're not. They're confused. Nobody ever talked to them about what happened to them because it didn't happen to them. Nope, did not happen to you. You're confused. It did not happen to you. You don't tell me that happened to you because I don't want to deal with what's real. But we have to deal with these issues or it's going to continue generation after generation. Because ain't nobody dealing with it. But you don't want to look like something's happening in your life. You want to have this perfect look to look like, oh, nothing's ever happening in my house. And no. That's crazy. Things happen in everybody's house. I mean, the people that act like nothing's happening when their child is kicking them in the chin and all this stuff. Oh, Johnny, you're so funny. I'm like, oh, heck no. What's going to happen when Johnny get home? See, at least we handle them right then and there, so you know that they all right. They're going to pick themselves back up after we knock them down. But you acting like you don't have a frown or nothing, and he just kicked you in your chin? Nah. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You better sit your little button down real quick, honey. So we can't continue to hide and lie and deny reality. We have to deal with these issues. Dang. We're not going to look over nothing no more. I'm getting sick of this delusional world. And I thought what I was talking about was delusional until God showed me what was happening in the schools and all. I'm like, is this real? I mean, I know I've been, homeschooling my children, but I do not know. I don't watch the news most of the time. I just stay in the Word and talk to God and acknowledge Him. He leads and directs my path. So I'm not dealing with the false evidence appearing to be real. Fear, because I don't really watch unless He has me to see stuff, and then I have to deal with it. So when I saw this real delusional world, like the other day, I'm like, these are demons, because we know what we're looking at physically. Now we're not seeing what's spiritually happening. Some of us that haven't built that connection with God. God will show you physically and spiritually. I can see both. Because I'm connected to the Holy Spirit. You get what I'm saying? The Spirit. He sees everything, all of it. So when I see this stuff, I see that demonic spirit. I don't see anything other than what it is. I'm not going to look over and be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on with that person. And oh my God, no, I see exactly what that is. But I don't just freak out and be like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Oh, wait, no. It's like, first it's sad, because I'm like, dang, what happened in their past that made, this demon be put on blast, because it has formed its own identity. You're no longer you no more. You, them, they, him, her, whatever the demons is in there. Then us Christians don't want to pray it out. You need to start praying these demons out. I had to already do it at my academy. And I called my apostle because I didn't know that was something I could do. But he was like, this is your time. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I was praying. I was like, Lord, go before me like I do before my videos. Lord, let your words come out of my mouth and not my words. Let your will be done and not my will. Let me decrease as you increase in me, period. I don't have nothing in it. But this is some real demonic stuff. It's some real we're like, how would they say that they are them they? Because they're not speaking anymore. Did I not show you guys that other video of that little boy? It was not the little boy that was speaking. He said he was trying to kill the little boy. The demon said he was trying to kill the little boy. He was speaking for the little boy. Then you heard that woman. It said that she was gonna die in a car wreck and all this stuff, and they already had this, the demons already had this done because they already got in her head. She don't even know what has taken over her. But when you in sin, you begin to let them demons in. So I'm trying to help you. I don't care about these people that's scared to say what's real. I don't care about likes and looks and hooks and all this nonsense. I don't care. I'm trying to get up there, honey. Period. That's all I'm worried about. Period. And I know that God is real without a shadow of a doubt. My life will tell you. Because nobody can explain my life. I can't explain my life. Period. I can't. I'm living my life, and I cannot tell you how certain things are. I can't. I just be like, God. I just know that it's God because I'll be like, what in the what? Look at you. Look at you. So I'm going to do what my father has me to do. We need to talk about this stuff. Them, they, her, him, what? You either a he or she. That's all you can be. You can't even be nothing else, literally. A male that transforms into a female is not really a female because you still can't have no babies. You just going crazy, snipping and dipping, just tripping. I love you enough to tell you what's real. And everybody knows I love you. I have never hid. I have never tried to, no. I love you so much that I'm going to tell you the truth, just like I tell my kids. I don't care if they mad at me. I don't care because I love them. And whatever may, that way they may go, I know in my heart that I did my part. I told them everything that I possibly could. And I made sure it was understood. Because I do love them. I don't want them to be hurt. I don't want nothing to happen to them. So if I got to be the bad person or the mean person or whatever they want to say I am because I won't give them their way, okay, that's fine with me. Because I'm going to be all right. I'm going to sleep good. Like my apostle would say, I'm going to sleep good, period. Period. So I do love everybody. And I love you enough to tell you the truth. Everybody knows Shanitra have always told you what it is. I've never sugarcoated nothing. It's never been up for discussion. I've never tried to, I don't see that, I remember me and my friends that went to this restaurant one time. We had just graduated, or we probably was still in high school. I can't remember. But something had happened, and it was like, oh, shoot, you need to calm down. Because they know I'm not the one. I'm not the one to just look over stuff. Like, I will look at everybody like, y'all seen that? Like, I'm not the only one who just seen that. And I'm not going to sit here and, even with my drinks, you give me a drink and you putting your hand over my, can I get another drink, please? Oh, sure. I don't want you talking over my drink. I don't want none of that. You need to hold my drink from the bottom. Have y'all not heard of the bottom? You don't grab people's drink from this. Never, ever do you grab my drink from the top. I don't, and you don't talk. You hand me my drink, and then whatever you got to ask me, you can say. But you hand me my drink first. I don't want you talking and stuff flying. Okay? Because you're trying it at that moment. I don't want to know. So, I've always been real. I'm not going to look over stuff. I don't even look over simple stuff like that. I'm not looking at my water or whatever, like seeing if there's some hair. I'm looking at my food. I'm looking at everything. I'm not looking over nothing. I don't care how hungry I am. I don't care. I don't care. You hear me? I don't care. So, we're going to have to stop hiding behind the mask. We'll have to deal with the past so that we can last. We're going to have to deal in order to heal. We'll have to be real with our feels, how we truly feel. Because hiding behind the mask, you have not lasted. You've been faking it till you make it. Faking it till you make it. Who want to keep faking it till they make it? Like, that's weird. I want to be real happy. I don't want this, hey, Facebook fake mask happy. You putting on a mask. Hey, no. Weird, fake. Unless you're really happy, I don't want to see that fake stuff. But putting on that fake mask. Look. Ooh, yeah. Then as soon as you get off, it's just hell. I'm yelling. Well, on Facebook, when you put that mask on, it was just like, ooh, look at me, perfect. No, I tell y'all. Everything. How my children be acting like they don't know how to clean up after I have taught them how to clean up. I tell you, honey, ain't nothing. They have helped me literally, seriously, learning how to deal with the kids on today. I'm thankful that I have my own, and I know that I have gave them the best home training that I possibly can, and they still act like they don't understand. But I get what God be saying. He's like, I done gave you the basic instructions before leaving Earth, and you still act like you don't know how to deal. You still don't think I'm real. What? But all these fake people want to have these crystals, want to have this sage and disobey the Almighty. They don't want to do it Yahweh. They want to hit the highway. But who do they pray to? Or who do they ask you to pray to? They don't believe in them. You don't believe in them. Remember this? You don't believe. We're just believing in this fake thing. When you're about to die, what you want to call on God, don't you? Ain't that crazy? Aren't you this God yourself? You can't. That's some delusional stuff. That's how the enemy, honey, that's how he got kicked out. He thought he was bigger than God, honey. So, of course, he's going to put that in your eyes. He's going to make you deny God. Because when you deny Jesus, you deny God. No, I believe in God. I don't believe in Jesus. Jesus is God in the flesh, Yahweh. I ain't saying Jesus is this other Yahweh. Honey, for those who want to act funny, honey, Yahweh was God. Okay? I'm not reading that word. Honey, I said the same thing because I actually heard from God. So I was like, well, I need to read it for her. I hear you. He was like, oh, since you hear me, you need to get into my word. Because my word was me. My word is me. So if you believe in me, you believe in my word, period. if you haven't heard. I said everything that you need to know in my word. Period. So we give the devil so much, we acknowledge him so much. Oh, it's just the devil messing with me. When you let the devil in, my friend, you letting him in. How he get in? You let him in your sin. No, I go to church. No. You put the mask on. You go through the motion. Just to say that you go to church. Ooh, but how do you act in real life? How do you deal with people in real life after you leave church? Do you serve, or do you want everybody serving you? They need to bow down and kill it. You know, is it all about you, or do you do anything for anybody else? Or is it always all about yourself and what's going to help you and please you and make you money? Honey, don't be looking at me funny when you just about the money. And you wonder why your money always looking funny, honey. God, he blesses us abundantly to be a blessing to others. I was just looking at my building and I was just like, wow. But that building wasn't for just Shanidra. It was to be a blessing to others. So others can discover what they have, the gifts that they have. It wasn't just for Shanidra's gifts and what God has blessed Shanidra with. It was for others to discover. And it has helped a lot of people. Everything that I do, honey, don't get it confused. It's not about me. It's about you, from photography too. It's about you. It's about me making you happy. Me making you smile. People always say, can you tell me, how should I pose? I'm like, what music do you like to hear? Let's get you, because I like natural shots. I don't like that stiff, fake stuff, the mask stuff. I don't like that. I don't take pictures like that. So if you want to go there, go to Portrait Innovations if that's still open or whatever, JCPenney, something. But I'm not that. So you can forget about that. But we cannot continue to hide behind a mask. Oh, let me go on to the church here. Hey, girl. Even in the church, we fake. Hey, you just was talking about Sally Sue. Now you and Sally Sue fake. Hey, girl. Oh, I can't stand her. You in trouble anyway. Your thoughts, everything, whether you want to say it in front of everybody, God know. He know, honey. Putting on that mask. Let me put on this mask. Hey, girl. Or what's up with the man? I don't know how y'all do y'all stuff because I'm not a man. So I don't understand man. I would never be one of those delusional people that say, oh, I know what a man thinks. And I would never. I'm a woman. Natural. Real woman. I don't have to try to walk like, talk like nothing that I'm already like, period. All I have to be like is myself and nobody else. But like I said, everything that I'm saying on today, God has already said. If you haven't read, again, we're going to be in Luke. Luke, the 12th chapter. Reading verses 2 through 5. So, you see how I fake that look? Woo! Or let me just not use my hands and see how stiff I look reading this from the book. You can't keep, now this is Luke, the 12th chapter, verses 2 through 5. You can't keep your true self hidden forever. Before long, you'll be exposed. That's just like wearing makeup. If I wore the foundation stuff, I don't wear that. I have worn it. But if I had that foundation stuff on and it started raining, it will start exposing everything that is up underneath, the makeup. But for the man, I mean, I've been with men that it's one way in public and then crazy behind closed doors. I'll be like, what in the world? Just the coolest night. I mean, they got two different bipolar. I mean, just two separate sides. One, they can be extremely, they don't have no middle. It's either they extremely nice or they extremely evil. So I've seen men that put on a mask, act holy and the devil behind sheep clothing. They might not wear the makeup and all that dress up stuff, but honey, they try to dress themselves up to look like something that they're not like. Like you said, you can't keep your true self hidden forever. Your true self. You can transform to try to be a woman and you're a man, but you can't hide your true self. Speaking for women, you can't hide your true self. You have to deal with what's real. So before long, you will be exposed. This is Luke, the 12th chapter, verses 2-5. I told you, God, I mean, he already knew all this stuff. You can't hide behind a religious mask. So you can't hide behind this religious mask trying to look like, fake like something that you're not like. And you got all this hate inside. Oh, look at her. This. Oh, that. You just talking about everybody. Dang. Why are you hiding behind your mask? Nobody see you because you talking about everybody. No, we see you. Just because you refuse to see you, don't mean that we don't see you. We know. The real people know when you're just putting on the show, honey. We'll let you know that you gotta go, honey. God is kicking all the actors off the stage, honey. If you refuse to obey and pray to the Almighty and do it his way, honey, bye. So you can't hide behind a religious mask forever. Sooner or later, the mask will slip and your true face will be known. This is Luke, the 12th chapter, verses 2-5. He said eventually, sooner or later, the mask will slip and your true face will be known. You'll start tripping. Oh, hey, somebody accidentally step on your foot. Oh, wow. Did you just say that in the church? My gosh. That mask just flipped out, didn't it? What just happened? You was masking. That's why I just say stuff for what it is. People act delusional because people will try to bump you on purpose or, act like they didn't do stuff, like they did with Jesus. Like, who's trying to kill you? He was like, yeah, you're trying to kill me. What you talking about? I know you don't belong to my Father, and yet you acting like I don't know that you're trying to kill me. Like, what? You of your father, the devil. You ain't of my father. He said he is, and that's where Shanitra stands. Period. Because he showed me the way to handle these people. So I'm gonna say what is real, honey. Not gonna act like you didn't bump me, or just be fake. Don't bother me. No, that's how I can have self-control when I actually acknowledge that, something irritated me or something, I automatically am able to understand I'm irritated. Boom. So now I can deal with the irritation. But if I act like and fake like and I be on the mask like I'm not mad like, when in reality inside of me I am, I'm just putting on a mask. Somebody about knock you off your feet. It's okay, I'm good. Then you flip and trip on somebody else that just dropped a pencil or something. No, that's what I'm saying. We gotta quit hiding behind the mask. I say what it is at the moment, period. Did you just bump me or whatever? No, I didn't bump you. Man, what? Oh, I'm sorry. Bump again. No, you didn't mean to the second time? I mean, you all right? I mean, what's going on? I'm not gonna be fake like, oh my gosh, you didn't do anything to me. No, that's what got us in this delusional world on today. Because we was told to say that it did not happen. It didn't happen to you. Shut up. Don't tell nobody. Because I gotta look perfect. I'm not gonna deal with you. I'm not gonna deal with your issues. This is the weirdest stuff. People think I'm doing the most because I'm dealing with all mine at the time that it's happening. Whatever issue my kids come up to me with, I gotta deal with it. I will get off the phone with people. Or they're gonna have to, if they want to just stay on, do what you do. But honey, I gotta handle this right now. Real quick. Ain't nothing else important right now. I gotta handle my child. What's going on? Why are you acting out? Because why are you acting out? What's going on? What is this all about? You're just tripping out for nothing. What? You need some time. What? You know, let's get to the root of it so we can get over this. So you don't continue this. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna continue doing this. Okay? We gotta deal with it right away. But we want to push it away. No, I'm not dealing with that. I don't have time for that. I gotta let me put on this mask. I'm gonna act like nothing's happening at my house because I'm perfect and I gotta look like and fake like something that I'm not like. Oh, like no, that's not how it's supposed to go. You're acting delusional. Ain't nothing. God said, if any man said that they have never seen, the truth is not lying in them. You're not even fooling God. Like, you gotta be on the lie, but you're not even fooling God. You can probably try to fool other people, but real people can see you. Like, we just can. So, whether you don't understand God's plan, that's what's real. You're gonna have to deal with your feels. You're gonna have to stop being delusional. We're gonna continue in this delusional world. He said, judge not, or you too will be judged. You judging people, oh, they trying to change. They can't never be a woman. And you can't never be you, honey. You confused too, honey. You ain't be you either. You don't even know how to be you. You've been putting on this mask, faking. I love you and you hate the person. Just say that you don't like the person and get over it. Don't be fake. Kids can even see fake. Kids can even relate. They can see hate. So this is not up for debate. We're gonna have to stop hiding behind the mask, the pain. Deal with it. The way your boss talking to you is unacceptable. Deal with it. Quit putting on this mask, because eventually you're gonna flip. That mask gonna flip, and you're gonna flip. That's what it's talking about. Luke the 12th chapter, verse 2-5. That's what it's eventually it's gonna flip off. And they're gonna see your true self and you're gonna flip. Because you're really mad and you're trying to act like you're not mad. Well, I'm trying to keep this job. What you want me to do? Well, when you slow down and you can think about it, then you can come up with a plan. Okay, they do this again. I'm gonna have a talk with them. God ain't saying deal with this nonsense. You got some common sense. When I went up to the schools to deal with them fools at the schools when they was bullying my child. Now, the flesh and Shanidra wanted to handle them. But me being spiritually led by my father, I had self-discipline. I had to come up there with the plan. I knew what they was gonna try to do. I knew what was a trigger. I knew if they try to act like fake like something is not like what are you talking about? I can't stand that. I already know that upsets me. So if they try to do that, I'm gonna come with them with this. We already see what they be doing. I know what they trying to do. Okay, so you know what they trying to do. So when they do these things, what you gonna do? Come up with your plan too. That's all I'm trying to tell you to do. Come on in. I'm sitting there like, so we're saying that, we're trying to get Estefan to have different coping mechanisms. I said, you want him to cope with getting hit? No, that's not, I said that's exactly what you're doing because according to these papers that you have sent, if we're looking at the same, is this from your school? Well, yes. Okay. Did you not say that Johnny hit Estefan on here and then Estefan punched and kicked Johnny? Yes, but Johnny accidentally. No. Well, Estefan accidentally hit him back. It was just a reaction. His hand just accidentally flipped him back. Well, he hurt Johnny, and I guess Estefan wasn't hurt because it was an accident. I said, so if I accidentally slapped you, would that hurt you? Or, it was an accident. I was just swinging my arms and you just happened to walk by and I accidentally slapped you. I mean, I'm getting them on their nonsense. But I'm not going to lose my control because I already know what they're going to do. So when they start doing this fake stuff and what are you talking about? No, we don't do that. No, you told me that you followed these guidelines, these rules. And remember I told you to print it off. This is your signature, right? Yes. Okay, then. So according to page 6, it says that you're supposed to create a safe environment for all students. According to these slips that you're sending home, Estefan has been hit every single time. So you're not creating a safe environment for Estefan. Are you blind? I mean, we looking at the facts here or not? Are we going to look over it and I just sit there and smile and just wait. Do what they do to me. They'll say little slick stuff and then. So let me say my little slick stuff with the smell too. Because I already know what triggers me. I know them acting fake is going to trigger me. So I'm going to get them on their fakeness. Like Jesus did. Call this stuff out. I'm going to call this out. That's what this is all about. We're going to get to the fruit of it, okay? On today. You're not going to be able to say, oh, Shanidra flipped out. She tripped out. She slipped out. None of that. I'm going to be sitting right there in front of you. Yes. Could you explain this right here? Oh, they're burning up. Honey, yes. That's how you just do your best. We need to be wise as serpents and soft as doves. So that way we're not going in there flipping out. We already know what they're all about. We already know what they're going to try. They're going to try to hide and lie and deny. That gets on my nerves. So I already understand that gets on my nerves. I'm not going to act like that doesn't get on my nerves so I can flip out. I automatically know what they're going to try to do. So let me come up with my plan. I hope that makes you understand. So you don't keep hiding behind the mask. Because eventually, like Luke, the 12th chapter, verses 2-5 said, it's going to slip off and you're going to flip off. So before you flip off and trip off, I'm trying to help you off that ledge. Now, I'm telling you, for somebody that will tell you what it is right then and there, wouldn't care, honey. Care if you're looking funny, honey. I would let you know how it's going to go really quick. See, the thing with my hands, if you couldn't understand what I was saying, it was a different way that I use my hand. God just, changed it a little bit. He tweaked my hands. He was like, I know that you use your hands, but you're going to have to understand that you're going to have to do it in a more loving way. I had to do it in a loving way. I couldn't just do all this no more, okay? So, he wants you to be you. He just wants you to have self-control. He don't want you to be delusional. And being delusional is when You're not in tune with reality. You're not mad. It's weird stuff. God said you could be angry. So I don't even care what people say. Oh my gosh, you were upset? Yes. What the kind of stuff like that? What is that? I'm upset. Yes, but you're a woman of God. And am. I'm still a woman of God and I can get angry. I just can't sin. So since I can't sin, let me control what's within me. Angry. God didn't stop me from being upset about stuff. I thought myself, I was like, because I'd call my apostle, I'd be like, look, I don't know what's going on, but I'm upset. And I should not be upset because I'm in God now. I don't know what he was like, girl, chill out. But more I learned, I was like, okay, yeah, he did say I could be angry, but sin not. So haven't forgot that. I'm not gonna sin, honey. Even though they acting funny, honey, I'm gonna do it Yahweh so I don't have to hit the highway. Yahweh had to deal with these same people. The people that was literally trying to kill him. He said, yet, if you don't forget, you're trying to kill you, not nobody else. I'm not talking about nobody. I'm talking about you are trying to kill me. Yet, you say all these things, but yet, you have hate in your heart. You say these things, but yet, you haven't done your part, sweetheart. You're not doing what God said. He said, why do you lie and call me your God when you don't do what I say? You don't obey me. You do it your way. You don't do it Yahweh. You'd rather hit the highway and do it Jonah way. But Jonah had to obey the Almighty at the end of the day, honey, baby. It's Yahweh or the highway. You can try the Jonah way. You can go all around the world, be in this yucky, nasty place, be in the belly of a fish, but it's not really a fish. It's going to be this nasty, disgusting place that you're going to have to be in, my friend, since you want to stay in that sin that you're in and you don't want to begin. You don't want to deal. You don't want to see what's real. You want to keep hiding behind this mask. You don't want to see yourself. When you look in the mirror, you want to see something else. You're ashamed of yourself. You're ashamed of what happened to you. But what happened to you ain't got nothing to do with you. Don't get that confused. We all done been through some things too. All of us. Anybody that say they have never seen the truth that's not lying. Anybody that's faking, acting like nothing has ever happened to me. Well, why are you delusional then? Nothing has ever happened to you. What's wrong with you then? Why you faked? We're not going to continue to be fake and hate on people. He said, do not covet what somebody else has. When you're trying to be something that you're not, you coveting. You want what somebody else has. I mean, God gave you what you can deal with. Shanidra, well, like a bigger behind. But, these little bitty legs, it's not going to be able to carry a bigger behind than what I have. So I'm not going to do nothing no, that looks weird. But I don't deal with needles. I don't trust. I don't want to be injected with nothing. That ain't even up for discussion. I would never be injected with nothing. I don't like needles. I've been like this all my life. I don't even take medicine. I don't trust medicine. I don't trust nothing that's not natural. So, you ain't got to worry about me, honey. I'm just saying we got to stop hiding behind the dang on mask if we want to last and not be a thing of the past. Dang. You want to complain and blame everything on everybody else. You so defensive. Why are you so defensive? I used to be defensive. Shanidra. I felt like I wasn't never heard. Like, I'm tired of people saying what they want to say and then done. I'm done with the conversation. It wasn't a conversation. You just said what you wanted to say. Then you think you're going to walk away in front of me? Honey, babe, what we not going to do is be confused of who you talking to. For real. Like, What we not gonna do, honey. Don't act funny, honey. What we not gonna do. Maybe, oh, you should act like that. You cannot talk like that. You can't look. Oh, like what he said, be your authentic self. He tweaked everything else. I'm still moving my hands. I just don't move it the way I used to. I used to move it in a different way. But now that I've been down or in the crown, I do it in a more loving way. I still move my hands, but because that's the way God made me, there's no way I can even talk. My hands is just going to move like automatically. Anybody that has ever known me from baby on up probably just know that Shanidra talks with her hands. I'm very expressive. I'm very dramatic, so that's just what, look, I can't even talk. That's just who I am. But he just tweaked it a little bit. He was just like, let me fix this. I still tell people the truth and what it is, but I used to yell it. If you couldn't tell it, I used to yell it, period. But now I shut up and I listen. I used to didn't listen. I didn't want to hear nothing. I'm gonna tell you what it is and what it's gonna be, and that's it. But now I listen and then say it in a more loving way. Now I can't say that I always do that because I'm not a liar. I try not to lie. I'm not saying I don't never lie. Because that's a lie. The people that I never lied. You a lie. You lying now. You said you never lied. You're a liar. But I try to just speak the truth because I know at the end of the day, my father is watching me, honey, literally. So I watch what I say. I try to make sure I obey, but I have to repent every day for the things I've said and done knowingly and unknowingly, period. I have to repent because sometimes I act like I don't have no sense, that happens. Somebody can cut me off and I'll be in the groove and be like, I mean, because they would have made you almost break your dang on guard. You'd be like, what? I'd be like, Lord, let me come in. I'll just slow all the way down. No matter who's around, I just push the brake and just let them go. I'm like, you're not gonna be messing up my brakes. You're not gonna be driving my car. That's what we're not gonna do. So I'm just in tune with reality. I'm in tune with how Shanidra really feels. I'm not gonna sit here and act like fake like act like I'm not what I'm like inside. I want to deal with how I'm truly feeling inside so I can have self-control. Because if I deny and lie to myself and deceive myself, that's in the word too, then I'm a foolish person because now I'm about to look like a fool. I'm about to act like a fool. You acting like remember people would say you acting like a fool. And I don't want to act like or look like a fool. So anything foolish that I did in my past, honey, I'm not trying to continue. I'm trying to change my ways every day. Every day. I gotta change something every day. I'm like, dang. Every time my daughter does something, I'm like, what the heck, Lord? Because I could just see that attitude I used to have, I mean, the look she be giving, be like, and I'd be like, Lord, maybe I need to be working on mine, Lord. Let me work on mine. Let me work on mine. Let me work on mine, honey. Just everything, honey. The way if something don't go her way, her little moves change. I was the same way. So she helps me keep myself, Now I know what I need to do by looking through her. I'm like, okay, When I'm telling her, I'm talking to myself. This happened, Shanidra too. You know what I'm saying? My daughter name, Shani. This is what you need to do. So you won't be looking like a fool. Cause I tell her, don't give them that. No, because they know they're trying to make me. So if they know that and you know that they're trying to make you mad, don't let them make you mad. You can be mad and you can acknowledge that you're mad, but don't show them that. I'm not gonna give you that. Just because I know you want to make me mad, just like I said when I was in the front of those teachers and stuff, I knew they was trying to make me mad. I mean, they was just hitting all the triggers. It was like bing, bing, bing. I'm like, they only got one more trigger. One more trigger. Now. But, they was pushing all the triggers, but they went back to see me upset that I'm not gonna give them what they want. So they could say Shanidra flipped out and tripped out. I already know what you expect me to do. So I'm not gonna do those things that you expect me to do. Ha. The joke's on you. Now you looking confused. Because I didn't do what you expected me to do, what you wanted me to do. That's how we get the clue. We gotta see what's inside of us, you. Deal with you so you won't be confused. Inside. Quit hiding behind the mask. Quit covering it up with all this junk. And you staying in the funk. You putting all this junk inside, you putting all this junk outside, and you're trying to hide and deny and push aside and ride and glide. I mean, dang. Then you want to complain and blame everything on my father. And you didn't even talk to my father. You didn't even acknowledge my father. You didn't say nothing to my father when you did what you wanted to do. But you want to act like you confused, like my father did this to you. No, you did what you wanted to do. So don't be blaming nothing on my father. The only God. The almighty God. The I am that I am God. Up there, God, in heaven, God. I gotta say all this stuff because people, I don't know what they believe in. Sticks and stones and stuff. Weird stuff. But it's just weird. But we're gonna have to bring that fear back in God. Just like we had that fear of our parents with that belt. We felt what the belt was like. Well, we've been feeling what God was like too. But you want to be confused. You want to say, God did this to you. Oh, I'm so mad. He let this happen. God let this happen? After he said in his word that this is not supposed to happen, you are not supposed to. So why are you blaming God? Oh, because they said you better not say nothing and like they didn't do it. Oh. So you're not going to blame the person that did it, but you got to blame God. Somebody that said that this is not. Okay. Then you get beat up in a relationship that you're in or whatever. Oh, God, let me. God. You didn't even call God. You didn't even talk to God when you decided to hide and be in that with that guy, with that girl, with the curl. Now you want to talk. You want to blame it on God. What? No. You out of control. You delusional. You don't want to acknowledge you're wrong. You want to keep condoning your wrong. You want everybody to tell you that what's wrong is right, and no. I say, woe to those who say good is evil and evil is good. We're not getting that misunderstood. What God has said is bad, and it's not good. I told you I was with a man and I'm a woman. But since I was not married with the man, I was in sin. Do you understand? I was shacking. It's not in God. That's not what God said we're supposed to be doing. So I was bringing hell to my own daggone life because I was not living the way that God told me to. And I'm a woman with a man. So can you understand? And I'm not playing. God is not playing with you. What he said is a sin indeed. Period. You can try to sugarcoat it. You can try to make it sound like, look like something that it's not like. It is what a TI is. Period. So you either quit it or be with it. That's on you. You refuse to repent. You act like you ain't got no comment. All you got to do is repent. Turn from your wicked ways. Then repent. Oh, I repented. I done messed up again, girl. You better quit playing. Don't repent. Don't even repent. That's why I tell people to quit it for at least 90 days. So you can be in a habit of not doing that before you say that you're not going to do that in front of God. It's the same thing if our kids do something that they done told us that, oh, you got the audacity to do it again? Did you just get a whooping and you going to do it again? That's why he have to punish us, because we doing it while we being punished. We get punished and we get knocked out with all these different things. And then here we go. Boom, we get knocked out again. Boom, let's get knocked out again. Boom, we keep hitting that brick wall, like my grandma used to say. You keep hitting a brick wall. It's like you talking to a wall. They're gonna keep boom, boom. It don't hurt yet? Dang. You don't feel the pain no more. You've been doing it so long, you don't feel the pain. It done went to your brain, but you still don't feel the pain. Dang. It got you going insane. And you ain't got nobody else to blame. Because you defamed your own name. Dang. So that's all I think I have to let you guys know. And today, we must pray and obey the Almighty. I'm sorry that we're doing it late, but I wanted to rest a little bit. So you probably can tell in my eyes I was resting. God was like, are you forgetting? Wake up, honey. You gotta do what I want you to do, honey. It's not just about you, honey. I help you out, you gotta help others out. And tell them all about me, honey. So they won't be acting funny, honey, when I come, honey. They can try to run, honey, but it ain't gonna be fun, honey. Did y'all just hear that? My dang on TV. And both of my kids are in their room. My dang on TV done made it noise. Now watch me anoint this house again, my friend. Because I'm not gonna look over stuff. So, but it could have just been cutting off. But anyways, I'm telling you, I'm alert about everything. I don't look over. It's just nothing. Oh, I didn't see that. I don't act delusional. I notice every little thing, every little detail. I notice when people acting strange around things, I be seeing everything. When I don't look over it, I don't let me act like I didn't see that. No, I saw that. Did you see that? You know, we're not going to keep looking over stuff. We're not going to be delusional. We're going to see it for what it is. So, again, that's all I think I have to let you guys know. If you have me to come back on here, I will. That's all I have to let you guys know on today. We must pray and obey the Almighty. We must do it Yahweh, so we don't have to think the highway. He said, why did you call him Lord, Lord, and you don't do what he says? So we have to do what he says. We can't fake it till we make it. Because eventually, like he said in Luke, the 12th chapter, verses 2 through 5, your mask is going to slip off. And then you're going to trip off and flip off. So there's not going to be anywhere you can dip off when God comes. You can run, but you won't have fun. So what you do under the sun, honey, you can see, honey. Don't be acting funny, honey, when you are the only one to blame for you going insane. Have a blessed day and pray and obey the Almighty.